So the concept of Me'ashana, of Chayi Sarah, is similar to the idea of the Al Tikri Ma'ala Mea, that you add the Aleph to make it from Ma to Mea. And so too, you have the 100 years of Sarah, which is like this idea of adding the Aleph. Like we said here about the Tisa Shakel, that this elevates the concept of the Shechina by adding the idea of the Aleph, by completing the Aleph. Ketzer, Perush Einav V'Roshos, we explain the idea of the eyes in his head, Bashchina, in the divine presence, Shubechinas Ohr Hatorah al Rosho, which is the idea of the light that shines on his head. V'tzarich l'maisim tovim, and the divine presence upon your head, so it needs good deeds. Shem bechinas shemen, which is the idea of oil, like the pasuk of V'shemen al roshcha yechsar. K'moshekas u'b'sefer shel benunim perek lamed daled, v'ayin b'torah or Parshas miketz b'dibur hamaschil tanu rabbanan mitzvas ner Chanukah. And look what we brought in Torah or miketz. What's brought in Torah or miketz? In the Mamar about the mitzvah of ner Chanukah, v'sham daf nun hey al derech binyan ner Hashem nishmas adam, and there where it talks about the idea of the candle of Hashem is the soul of man, where it talks about the mitzvos and of the psila and the shemen and the flame. V'ayim mizeh gam ken b'dibur hamaschil roni v'simchi drush harishon b'dibur hamaschil hamagbihi lasheves v'hine yesh v'gul al rosha galus hashchina. Now there's this idea of the menorah of Zechariah where it talks about the gula that's on its head, that refers to the exile of the divine presence. That the Rosha is the divine presence upon the menorah. Hanimshach machmas maisav haraim shel ha'adam, that's drawn because of the bad deeds of a person. K'moshekasu b'geras hatshuva, like it's brought in Tanya in geras hatshuva shemamshich u'morid hashpas heitata beichalus ha'yetzer hara, that you draw down the flow of the lower hay into the palaces of the Yetzer Hara. So again, we're talking about the Shechina, the Rosho, that you draw down into the Tumah. The concept of Kובed Rosh, that Mitzarich Laham Shich V'Geula al Rosha, and you have to draw down the other opinion that's in the Medrash, that it's, don't read it Gula, read it Geula, the redemption of the Rosha. Yigal Chatov Yigal, if he redeems you good, he will redeem you. The concept of Tov is also Yisod. V'lechein v'atov beinach Sisi, and that's why it says that I did the good in your eyes. Again, like the idea of the Einav B'Rosho, that what did Chazal say? V'atov beinach Sisi means shesomech geula l'tefila, that you bring close to the geula, the redemption, to the tefillah, which is, the tefillah is like malchus, and the geula is the concept of hashpas hayisod, or the mitzvos that you draw down from chachma, from the shemen, the concept of tov, of yisod, that you draw down, vatov beinecha, vayin zor chelik beis truma kuf kav ches amud beis va'afresh bein V'geula ubein v'geula, and the difference between this v'geula, or the exile, ubein v'geula, and the redemption. Zeu os aleph, it's the letter aleph. Al derech zeh al tikri ma'ala mea, and similarly you have the idea of, don't read it read it 100. Gam kein ha'hefresh os aleph, also the difference is this letter aleph. Hanu v'nehar yexhrav yavesh, and that is the concept of the river that's desolate and dry, that you don't have the complete aleph. That's the difference between exile to redemption. So Kובed Rosh is you're praying for the Galus HaShechina. Ayin Akdamas Azor Dav Vav Amud Beis Zeu Perush V'Ani B'Soch HaGolah. And look what's brought in Akdama Zohar, where it talks about Yechezkel, where he says that I was inside the Gola, the Bechinas Va'ani U'Besoch HaGola, Al Nahar Kfar, where it talks about how the concept of Ani is, I was inside the Gola, inside the exile on this river of Kfar, the river in Bavel. That river is the concept of the river that's desolate and dry. Only that it used to have water. And it's called the lacking of this call, the lacking of the hashpa from Yisod to Malchus, Bechinas Kol Hanikra Bishmi, the idea of all that's called in my name. And this is also the idea of I'm embarrassed from my head, I'm embarrassed from my arm. Tefillin Shel Yad, which is the tefillin of the arm. Masha'ein Kinal Yedei Tefillin Shel Yad v'Tefillin Shel Rosh Metakenim Rosh Yivizroi, which is not the case. When you have the Tefillin Shel Yad and you have the head tefillin, we fix the head and the arm, which is this concept of the hashpa to the Rosh, to the Shechina, because of the Yud, the big Yud, and the small Yud, which is the idea of Yisod. Mitוך, Kówed Rosh, and this is the concept of prayer from heaviness of head, from the Vegam Yish Lefarish, and we can also explain the Bechinas Nar Kfar Zeuksas Smach LeBechinas Va'ani B'Soch HaGola, that it says that the river of before is also a support to the idea of that I was in the Gola, that you have this desolate river and the idea of the exile that go together because you have this lack of hashpa, like the concept of the opinion that the Gula al Rosh is the Golus. Parshas Pinchas Tafrish Mem Zayin Amud Aleph.